Okay, it's full time. It's finished. Wealdstone 4, Dorking Wanderers 2 in a crazy second half of football here. Mark, let's briefly touch on the game. Your thoughts as we've gone from the highs of football to the lows in short space of time there.
Yeah, I think obviously it makes the disappointment even greater. First half, I thought we wanted to set up today in a way where we could. We know we've got to win a lot of matches, so we wanted to set up in a way we could sort of contain Wealdstone. First half, Harrison had one save to make. We probably created better goal mouth action. We looked relatively comfortable. Brought Tom on, had an instant impact in the two goals. And obviously at 2-0 up, you shouldn't ever lose a game of football. And we just didn't show any composure. It's a really strange situation. Like the first goal, the lift that they needed, was just a massive long kick down the field. Hayden got the wrong side of his man, I think. Went for a corner, goal came from that. And then when we needed composure and, I guess, professionalism, combination of just not having it on the pitch and boys that were on empty, Charlie Carter, who I thought was just phenomenal, couldn't kick. We had Cooley that was struggling a bit. Bobby was limping.
You've had to bring Dan Pybers off, who's probably not really fit to be.
Obviously Dan's not fully fit. So, yeah, I mean, listen, Wealdstone are infamous for kicking towards their fans, and the minute that first goal went in, I'm looking around and thinking, where's the leadership, where's the composure, on that pitch today? In honesty, there's boys that have been in step 3 with the club. Maybe this is, you can't have too many of those lads, really. So, yeah, we're all going to be disappointed with the fact that we essentially capitulated and we showed no composure. And at 2-0 up, that should have been a very happy end to the game and looking forward to Rochdale. So I'm bitterly disappointed with that. I looked around, I wanted to get Harry on the pitch, but I knew his knee probably wouldn't hold out for long. So that's the game really. Critique for me, I think I could talk about it all day long, but incredibly disappointing to lose a game at 2-0 up is the bottom line.
Okay, so let's move on then. What does the future hold for the club now then?
Well,
going forward,
I think
what are your messages are positive.
Yeah,
you're always pretty positive and upbeat.
Yeah, no, I think.
Where do we go from here now then?
Well, I think it's in terms of like how we got here, isn't it? Like, one of the it's a really strange scenario for me. We've had a really disappointing season, but the I think there's large elements of our squad, and certainly the ones that are available now, that need improving. Across the season, we've lost 200 players unavailable for matches due to injury across the season. Is 240.
Minutes that they've missed?
No, matches.
Matches, sorry, yeah.
So, players' unavailability, 240 matches. We've had that issue for 3-4 years. Those loyal fans will know that we would have won the South, a couple of times, but we were getting constant injuries. It is because we play on a pitch that is not fit for purpose. It's not fit for purpose. We've had 5 ACLs in as many years, 2 MCLs. We've got constant aggravated Achilles. So, if I look at the season, and we have to critique it in a very honest way, we've lost 250 games. Tonight's a great example. We had 2 fully fit substitutes. Everybody else was not fit. We had a player playing Charlie Carter that can't kick a ball. He literally says, I can't kick, I can run. So we've lost 240 odd games throughout the season. We've had some terrible luck go against us with points that don't level themselves out, and we all know what they are, but I'm not going to lean on those. There's definitely 4 or 5 points that don't get levelled out that were just very disappointing that we lost. And we're part-time. And we're part-time. So, in reality, in this division, it's a tough gig. Wealdstone went up, went down. A lot of the teams that go down this year will be full-time. The teams that went down last year were full-time. This is a really difficult league. Going to 2 mornings, did it help us? Do you know what? Not really. No. It was still part-time. A lot of the boys still had 2 jobs. There was still that double focus. Yeah, that's right. You know, trying to keep people happy. What I'd say is, I want to say a big thanks to to Chris, my right hand man, Jason, Alan. You know, John's recently come in. All my friends, all the volunteers in the club, because you know they've all worked relentlessly hard to deliver. This is a team. This is a team that honestly was, and not many people know it, but some do. This is a team that was playing on a council pitch, and we've took it from there to Oldham Athletic, Notts County, Chesterfield on TV. It's almost too good to be true. It's almost too phenomenal an achievement. And whilst that doesn't give you an automatic way of caveating failure, and this is failure, you know, it is important that we remember where we've come from, and we've had to work really hard to get where we are, dig trenches and all the rest of it. So I'm absolutely devastated for the supporters, for all the staff at the club. It's my responsibility. But I'll say one thing, you know, as a part-time team, 16th last year was a fantastic finish. As a part-time team in this league, you know, if a few balls went off the arse this season, you'd be on 52, 53 points. It's not like we're set adrift on 20. It's not like, you know, we haven't had great time. We had a really good spell at one point this season. We've just come up short. We deserve to go down. We definitely deserve to go down. I've made mistakes. The management team have. But, you know, Cookie's made mistakes at Chesterfield. You know, managers across the season, squad, you make mistakes. If it was The Apprentice and someone says, well, what's the failure in the task? Losing 250 games of players has been our biggest Achilles heel, pardon the pun, all season. We've played large spells without strikers. We played without one tonight. We played 3 months without wingers. You know, we've really struggled to get our team on the pitch. We need to look at that. I know we're moaning about, or I'm blaming the pitch, but also.
So I was going to ask you some of those things that you've mentioned. Are they the sort of things that you're looking at over the summer? Then things such as the pitch and such as the squad and such as trying to nullify and negate injuries and things like that. Turn those things around into things that sort of try to sort of balance those out over the summer to look ahead next season. Yeah, we've got to. I mean, we've had it for 3 years, but this year's been ridiculous, and we really invested in the squad. We brought in what looked like great players, and we've come up short. It's the controllables and the uncontrollables, isn't it? You know, the absence of players all season has been the number one failure of the task for me. And being part-time, it's been challenging at times. It's been better than it was, but it's still been difficult. This league finds out clubs that are full-time constantly, and it's found us out, and nothing's ever found us out. So I'm bitterly disappointed for the supporters, but we will, you know, we now look
forward at where we are, and we have to address that, you know.
Yeah. Just before they turn all the lights off, just a message for those fans that were here tonight. Just a message for the last 2 games, and then going into the summer.
Yeah, the big message is, you know, we've got some squad building to do. Mm-hmm. The supporters tonight here, all over the country all season, the amount of neutral support we get is just incredible. It's phenomenal. Yeah. And we've put Dorking Wanderers on the map. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone could ever have dreamed in a million years to see a team in Dorking bring so much to the town and the country with the way we go about things. There'll be people out there that enjoy the failure, but that's probably, they're the people that got jealous of the success. They're the people that couldn't wait to come out and go, and they're normally the people themselves that that don't achieve a lot, and they love to, success for them is somebody else's failure. But I know the majority of normal people will look at this. It is an abject failure. It absolutely is. And there are things that have massively gone against us, and there's things that we could have done better as well. Yeah. But realistically, James, points left on the table, we know the ones we mean. Yeah. Huge amount of games lost, part-time team, bottom 4 of a league that is relentlessly finds out full-time teams constantly. Yeah. So I want to just say to the supporters and our ownership group and all the staff at the club, you know, we've put this club on the map. Mm-hmm. There's only one thing worse than being talked about, and that's not being talked about. And everybody has heard of Dorking Wanderers. We do things the right way. Yeah. I come out every week, before and after a game, and talk about everything. Yeah. This club will not, in a million years, do anything other than find a way now to bounce back. Yeah. I'm going to be doing and I'm doing a live update tomorrow. Okay. But I'm also going to do a private video for the season ticket holders and ownership group as well, talking about a lot of the off-field significant challenges we've had this year that haven't been known. Yep. Again, listen, we had off-field challenges last year, right? So I'm not blaming that, but I want everyone to know where we are as a club. Yep. So for me, it's like the club has accelerated to a level where the ground's not even ready for it, right? Yeah. We've got a lot of off-the-field work to do. In my head, it's like, well, promotion 13. That's what it is. Yeah. In my head, it's, you know, we've got John Bynes in, chief exec. The plan for the club are to be more professional, and build it in an infrastructure where we can compete on a level playing field. We're obviously not competing on a level playing field, being a part-time side. And that's before you have all the issues with the injuries, which is linked as well to being part-time, you know. So, yeah, look, I know it's a lot of talk. I was massively prepared for it, but I don't think you ever quite expect it. And at 2-0, it was Wanderers doing Wanderers things, wasn't it? Yeah. I literally thank the fans so much. Yeah. But the absolute, true value in Dorking Wanderers is how we deal with this situation. Yeah. We've got a guy, Rochdale, who haven't played all week. Yeah. We have about 11 fit players. Yeah. That's a concern. We've got to deal with the situation. The players are going to make a massive effort to see all the supporters in the last home game. And I'm very proud of this phenomenal achievement that this club has done. Yeah. This club has got a huge acknowledgement across the world, literally. Mm-hmm. And it's all down to the supporters. It's all down to the commitment of the staff, the volunteers. So I'm very proud of the club tonight. Very proud. And this is our journey, mate. Yep. This is our chapter. That's where it is. We need to lick our wounds, and we need to. I can tell you now, just to be really honest, there's already a PowerPoint built for the players, for the staff. We already have a strategy for next season. I'll share that with the people that, you know, the ownership group and the season ticket holders, and a bit on the live update. Yep. We'll look to bounce back, James. Yep. We need to get a winning culture again. Yep. There is an element of squad building. You know, that's not good enough. Yep. Yep. Because of the amount of boys we've lost through injury. They tended to be those Wanderers lads. Yep. Our points per game from winning positions was 0.2. Sorry, from losing positions. Right. We won one game all season from being behind. And for me, that says a little bit about the culture on the field. And yeah, we like some of these lads, but are they cut open Wanderers players? I don't think some of them are. So listen, we're going to craft the squad again. We're going to go again. For those that want to go on and say, Marc White this, Dawkins that, well, do you know what? Have your moment, yeah. Make sure you come back on next year when we do great things and applaud us, because we will bring this club back to this division and we'll build the infrastructure and the team in a way where we can take it to the EFL. That's the plan of the club, and that's where we are. Apologies for waffling, everybody, but I'm obviously devastated, but determined. That's the bottom line.
By far. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Thanks, as always, Marc, for your honesty. And we'll see you on Saturday at Rochdale.
Yeah. Cheers, James.
Thanks, mate.